Welcome back, everybody, to Giraffe Dragon Plays Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Last time, we just got done with some side-questy stuff. So let's see. So then now we're heading into the castle, and we're gonna see how far we can get. I'm probably gonna see if I can find my way all the way to hooktail within the time I'm gonna give myself. Because I know for a fact it's either going to be I go through the entire castle, or I go through halfway through the castle. Most likely. Anyway, to get a special badge, come down here and get that. That's actually a very rare badge. I want to say that it costs like about 100 coins or so on the market when you sell it. If I'm wrong, it's probably more than that. Which would be a very pleasant surprise. Okay, so you want to come up here, do this. Okay, now you want to swap to Goombella real quick. Because the game developers are kind of dicks right here. Because looky here, flying enemies. Ow. And you can easily get hit too. Ow. I'm not ready. Okay, so basically they act the same as Koopa Troopas. It's just that these boys can fly, and apparently I am. Okay, I can somehow get the regular guard wrong, but I can get the super guard just fine. Yeah, like I'm gonna believe that. And then that guy's gonna flip on over. And then boop, boop. And then boop. Sorry if I don't have much commentary here, guys. Ow. It's just having to fight through these sort of enemies, because it's like, this is basically how long these sort of fights are going to end up being. Especially if you don't have, like, really quick strategies to take care of them. And as you can see, I clearly don't. I'm going to die at this point. Okay. Well, I know the next fight I'm gonna get into, I'm gonna level up. There we go. Just how I like to start. By the way, for those of you curious, that fight took about 2 minutes. And since I'm gonna heal up anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just use Power Smash here. And as you can see, that's the Dizzy status. Basically what Dizzy status does is that it forces you or your opponent, whoever's hit by it, to end up... What was it? What was it again? God damn it. What was it again? Oh yeah, they have a chance of missing. There are also numerous other status ailments. There's the electrified status ailment, which I've already mentioned, which basically, it will, like any enemies that do physical contact. Oh shoot. Excuse me real quick. There's that basically if any enemy attempts to do physical contact to you damage, they'll take damage as well. Let's see here. Where was I? There's the confusion stats, which we won't see for a very long time. What the confusion status ends up doing... Oh, sweet. That was a tangent. Sorry, getting off track here. Okay. to say in full what the confusion status does is that just about anything will happen. You will attempt to do a normal command, however, one of like 3 things I think will happen. You will hit an ally, you will run away, you will do a different command. You will do a different command, or you'll follow through the command you were trying to do. Yeah. Confusion status is dumb. But thankfully, it doesn't appear that often. If anything, it's actually quite rare. Now, let's see here. I might as well just swap to Coops. Well, the game would have done that for me anyways, now that I think about it. These bones, they remind me of my father. Every bone reminds you of your father. Don't read it. Because basically what it tells you, essentially what it tells you is that Hooktail has a weakness that starts with a cur and ends with an icket. So let's see, we got a crusty finch picket. We have crispy bacon, something or other. By the way, Dull Bones, they have only 1 HP, they have 1 defense. So you can't beat them through jumping. You have to use moves like Hammer and Coops. And what I did there is what I like to do, where I basically destroy pretty much the entire group. And then that way, if he actually ends up pulling somebody up, I have enough F. And then I can just do something like this. There we go, that's like a good 22 star points. Sweet. Anyways, his weakness is the sound of a cricket hop. Is the sound of a cricket. And we will encounter a badge that will allow us to do it. It also tells us another detail about Hooktail. That if Hooktail is near death, Hooktail can and will basically do any and all ways to trick you. Anyways, as you saw there, since I didn't have the quick change badge equipped, this ended up using Mario's turn there. They have a 2 attack, 1 defense. Oh no. Have a 2 attack, 1 defense, and 1 HP. And might as well just swap the Coops there and just use Power Shell. Yeah, Coops is the most powerful thing that we have at our disposal at the moment. And even then, it only hits all ground enemies, but that's actually just really useful right there. Now, might as well eat this. Oh, it heals HP. I forgot about that. I actually thought it healed, I thought it healed FP. I was thinking of a different item. Dadgummit. But thankfully, we only have 3 Dull Bones to fight here. That means that we can take them out in 1 turn. Now, other things that... Now, let's see here. Also, I really like this dungeon area. Because while sure, yeah, our first area is of course has to be a castle, there's stuff to do in here. In fact, this is actually a place where if you're going for 100% runs, this is a place where you're going to be coming back to a whole lot. Now, if you're wondering as to why I had him do that, instead of, over at the yellow block, it's because if you come over here, we get a star piece. Pretty cool. And now we're gonna need him... Actually, no. We can just hammer this. And yeah, by the way, those blocks there, they'll go in the direction that you see. when they're flat, when they're sort of like, you know, glowing like that, that means that they're already in their levitated position. And over here we use the coops to get the key. Go over here, get the button again. And then yeah, we just go, and then we unlock the door, go through the door, and go to the next area. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Now let's see here. Ooh, I know the next area that's coming up. I'm gonna swap to Goombella because... yeah, this dungeon tends to mix match between enemies that you need coops to... that you would need coops, and enemies where you would need Goombella. For example, if I brought coops in here, I'd have to waste a turn basically having to, you know, put coops into position. But here... there we go. But here, I can do that automatically, and I don't have to worry about losing all of a sudden. And this might end up biting me later, but I'm going to go ahead and do this now. By the way, that item that we picked up in the other room, that is a Shine Sprite. As I stated before, there's a shop in Rogue Part where if you bring I believe his name is Merlin in this game. It's either Merlin or Marlin, and I'm pretty sure he's not a fish. Anyways, you bring him a Shine Sprite. You bring him 3 Shine Sprites, and he will be able to upgrade your partner. Right now, if we had 3 Shine Sprites, then Goombella's HP would bump up to 20, and she would gain a move called Multi-Bond. It's like that power jump. It's like that It's like that power jump move that we just picked up from Mario in the first room of the castle, which I should actually show, by the way. If you lovely folks would give me just a sec. Power bounce. Where this to power bounce. Basically, you can do infinite jumps if you're good enough. 3 FP are required to let you jump. Well, it lets you jump on one enemy until you miss an action command. Basically, and it never goes down below 1. It will have a tendency to decrease after a few jumps, or it will end up, like, you know, dropping an attack power, but it doesn't end up actually sort of like... But it won't do 0 damage unless, like, you know, your opponent's defense is higher. By the way, this is our second black chest. Guess what we're gonna get? Yes, another curse! Anyways, just sort of skip past this dialogue. They all try to con you in one way or another, but I think that by the 3rd or 4th one, Mario's just like, you know, I already know how this is gonna work. I think I'm just gonna do it. Anyways, this is the black key. Simple, right? Nope. Wall of Death, or Ceiling of Death. When I first did this room, I did exactly what you just saw. They just ran across the room, and I got smushed. And best way if you're first time playing this, either reference this, or basically trace your way from the door to the chest. That way you can just retrace your steps. And then he goes, wee-hee-hee, fools. We get another curse. This curse is basically going, and just to sort of let you guys know right now, this will allow us to slip through bars. So we can get certain items like keys. Darn it. This is what happens when you button mash, folks. This is why people hate NPCs like the owl. Yes, I understand exactly what it means for me. I don't care that he called me a dumbbell, because in my heart and soul, I know that he's a good person. Maybe. Anyways, this is the badge. Because in that paper that we didn't read, it said that his weakness started with a cur and ends with an icket. A cricket. No, nobody quite knows for sure yet. However, when we fight Hooktail, I will tell you as to why. Let's see here, we're at 15 minutes. Yeah, we can keep going. Shouldn't take too long. Probably be about another 15 or so minutes to actually get to Hooktail, I think. If I'm wrong, then congratulations, have a cookie. Oh wait, I'm being stupid. I'm being a little stupid. Okay. Give me just a sec. We need to get something before... There was a reason why we got that curse. Because the second that the game gives you a curse, you're going to immediately utilize it. Now we're gonna backtrack all the way to where we saw that dead pile of bones. Or rather, the one with blue feet. By the way, fun fact, this one happens to be the father of Colorado. You know the turtle from the first game? You know, the one that was an absolute... No? Huh. You know, the one that was like an absolute coward and such? And let me just check right here. Okay, no. There's nothing here right now, but later we'll get access to a move that will let us pick up another star piece. Because I know that it's back there somewhere. It's one of those hidden star pieces. The kind where you can't get to it until you backtrack later. Yeah, this is basically what I like to call backtrack castle. Not specifically because of of what I'm doing right now because I forgot what we needed to do for a sec. But what it actually is that you get an upgrade and you have two quests that relate. In fact, you have 3 quests that relate to you coming here. The first one we'll get access to right after we beat Chapter 1. The second one, which will pop up around Chapter 3 or right around like Chapter 5, like basically right before Chapter 5. And the last one will pop up after Chapter 5. So, and here's the thing, since 2 of them are Trouble Center related stuff, that means that you have to come back here at least twice. Or 3 times. Kind of depends on how you like to do things. It's like the old question says, how do you prefer your eggs? Scrambled. Also, this is probably going to date the commentary a little bit, but, out of curiosity, if you guys happen to be playing Splatoon, what team were you guys on? Like, for the most recent Splatfest, which was, I think it was the chicken versus the egg? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Me, I don't care about what came first, I just care about eating it. Hey, I mean, at least there's no toilet paper, right? Bazine, I think. Okay, now you see this guy here, he's not running towards you. You think he's like, just a pile of bones that's in the middle? Nope. Enemy. Don't be a dumb kid like I was. And as you can see here, the amount of star points that we get is steadily getting lower and lower. That's a potentially dangerous thing. Because we don't want to run out. And by the way, anyone that's wondering as to why I haven't equipped the power bombs and I'm not using it on the Koopa Troopas, that's because if they're in the air, they're not actually going to tip over until they fall to the ground. I kid you not. You will continuously do 0 damage to them until you miss the command and they fall to the ground. By the way, we're gonna get into the introduction of one of my favorite characters. Huh? Oh my. Who's this handsome piece of cheese? I can't believe there are other thieves here besides me. How very strange. Who are you? Me? Why, I'm Miss Mouse, the globe-trotting thief. Heard of me, sweetie? No. I heard there was a rare valuable badges here in this castle. That's why I'm here. But the real question is, why are people like you roaming such a run-down place? I'll tell you why, Miss Ugly Pink Shoes, whatever thief. We're here to beat Hooktail. And just so we're clear on this, we set our sights on the Crystal Star before you, okay? Crystal Star, you say? I didn't know such a thing like that was hidden in the castle. Sounds intriguing. Perhaps I just heard something you didn't want me hearing. Shoot! It's like Goombella has such a hatred towards this one mouse. but that's okay. I don't really care. I already found the badge I was after. And by the way, if you ended up skipping the note, I love her reaction. Let us. What's that supposed to mean? I love this whole exchange here. It's hilarious. By the way, yeah. By the way, if you want to go see previous dialogue, you press the Z button. Somewhere in the castle, there's a badge that'll help you with Beast Hooktail. This is basically your hint. This is your hint. This is your other hint telling you as to what the item that you're looking for is. And we actually can already have, and we already have it at this point. There's our second Shine Sprite, and no, I won't act, and for anyone curious, I won't be leaving in the middle of the castle or whenever we get to the third Shine Sprite, because the third Shine Sprite is essentially almost right outside Hooktail's door. Like, you know, the door to the boss room. So honestly, it's just not worth it. And, yeah. By the way, if you're curious as to why I'm using, like, items like that, such as FP items on Goombella, or whoever's not in our present party at the moment, that's because if we did it with someone who's actually out in the field, they would do this long animation. And it's not the most fun thing. And, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this. I'm not gonna worry about like, actually trying to, you know, power smash it in the battle faster. At least not anytime soon. There we go. Finally starting to get the timing of this a little bit better. Okay, now I'm gonna jump on you. And then I'm gonna power shell. By the way, Koops does have 2 sets of stylish commands. It's just I tend to prefer only using the first one to sort of get a move on. Besides, we're at it. Woo! You nearly got me there, buddy. You nearly got me, buddy. Okay, for this one... Actually, hold on just a sec. And then... Power Shell... You want to sort of stop for when he slows down. That's typically what you want to do for Koop's commands. You want to wait for him to slow down just a little bit, but you want to do it before he tries to get up. Because as you saw there, I just sort of, I pressed it too quickly, and that sort of did his getting up animation. By the way, there's this enemy right here. You can actually hit them with your hammer. It's one of those funny things where it's like, you don't expect that to happen, but it does, and you're so happy that it works. Might as well pick this up. This is a Mini Mr. Mini. That's actually kind of a useful item. Let's see here. Basically what it does is that it shrinks your opponents, or you down, depending on, like, you know, if you use it, you'll shrink your enemies down. And as to why that's important, that's because it decreases their attack, which honestly isn't that useful. Because in my opinion, the bigger thing that you should be trying to worry about doing is maximizing your own damage potential. And I suppose mitigating how much damage they're going to give, I suppose, which actually is kind of important. So never mind. If you want to play it like that, then go right ahead. It's just that I don't think there's actually any sort of I don't think there's actually a special move or a move particular to a character that we get later on that does that. I don't think there is. That, like, lowers the attack of opponents. Because, you see, that's what happens when you screw up. Like, you don't do as much damage as you would. Yeah, you know what, sure, why not? Anyways, where was I on that conversation? Yeah, okay. There aren't any, as far as if I remember correctly, none of our partners, future or current, are going to have the ability to lower the amount of damage that other opponents deal. I think the most we get is like an enemy is like a future ability that Goombella can get if you decide to upgrade her twice, which we'll talk about at a later point, where she can give you 2 turns, which can help. Flurry, a different character later down the line called Flurry, she has an ability, I think it's her, I want to say it's her 3rd one? No. It's the ability that she gets after she upgrades twice. Just remember that. Her ability is called Dodgy Fog, which basically increases your Mario's evasion. Gives him the dodgy status, where he sort of goes forward and back a little bit. I tried to do the motion when no one could see me. Of course. Typical. Yeah. Because none of those kinds of characters actually do that. That's actually a little weird now when I think about it. There isn't a character that lowers the attack of enemies. I just realized that. I never actually figured that was strange until I just said that. Anyways, I forgot this item right here. That's a life shroom. It heals a 10 HP. It heals 10 HP automatic. Heals 10 HP, and if you die in battle, if it's your partner or you will auto revive with 10 HP back. And since we haven't upgraded her HP yet, that means I would get full amount. That means I would get like a full HP heal. By the way, something I should mention is that dying in this game kind of hurts. Because if Mario dies, he gets a game over. And if your partners die, or if Mario dies, or if you or your partner dies, but they get revived, a portion of the crowd will disappear because you screwed up badly and you died. Just imagine like a black wall screen of death, and it's just like, you died, smiley face, spins in a circle. And this is our 3rd Shine Sprite, the last one in this area. Now, the reason why I'm telling you why we're not going back is because, let's face it, we're already pretty much right outside Hooktail's door. We just gotta get past these couple of enemies, and I want to go ahead and just fight them, because even though we don't actually have to backtrack all the way to the village... Shoot. What to do? I suppose that's a good thing. By the way, funny thing, Powblex can apparently hit flying enemies. That's kind of hilarious. Okay, 2 threats are neutralized, and then... Oof. That was really odd timing. Ugh. Anyways, where was I? Alright. Yeah, it was a good thing that I carried that Powblex, because I like to carry one with me because I know that there's a tendency of something bad happening. But there tends to be a really weird selection of enemies around here at times. And we're gonna have access to a place where we can full heal right outside the door of the boss, so we don't actually have to worry about that. Oh, sheesh. Really wish I had a screen nuke right now. Heck, I actually kind of wish I brought more of those things. Okay, now we're gonna need to go ahead and just prioritize. I'm gonna go ahead and power smash this guy. Kill him on the spot. Oh no. Oh no. Please! Mercy! Please no! Dang it! No! And our entire squad left us. Ugh. This is really ugly. I'm gonna just go ahead and jump on this guy on the off chance that I screw up the action. No! Not again! Oh, thank God. It's just, I saw another one pop up. And it was just like, no, please no. Lord have mercy on my soul. Anyways, we just barely got a level up, guys. Yay, we have one fan in our audience. Just like how many subscribers I have right now. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and upgrade BP, because even though it seems like I've just been taking a lot of damage, don't worry, we won't have to worry about the boss dealing all the damage to us. Plus, we also got a courage shell, which, let's face it, we've essentially have already won at this point. Might as well just take a look at the badge that I have equipped, and, BP needed, and then we're gonna turn that on, turn that on, turn that on. I guess turn that on. Actually, I'm gonna turn that on, and then, well, before we fight Hooktail, because right now we're actually at 31 minutes. So yeah, just basically going through this dungeon area doesn't take all that long, and I've never really figured out how to get past him. Speedrunners of this game, if you know how to get past him, leave a like down below. Like, tell me down below, because I've always had a bit of a hard time trying to get past that. And as you can see there, since we're so high leveled at this point, we're actually getting, like, not much experience at all from enemies. At a point later on, we'll end up, like, you know, if we fight, like, weaker enemies, we'll end up getting nothing when we fight enemies. Just sort of finishing him off, and then get you down to about half. That basically sort of puts you in a loop. Like, I feel bad for Annie. I would feel like, I would imagine playing as a Koopa Troopa and facing like endless hordes of like enemies that can knock you down. It's just like a never-ending game of just death. I could just imagine that. Like, the only way that you get past through the game is just you have to master all the commands. It's like beginner friendly. I don't think so. And okay, so we're going to equip that, and then we're going to de-equip that. We're going to, I suppose, add this on there. And then, since I can, I'll put Power Bounce on, though I probably won't. Multi-Bounce I don't think will really do anything in this fight for us. And, by the way, if you're worrying about getting Towels on bosses, by the way, yeah, this will heal everything for us. And if you're worrying about, like, you know, if you're curious, if you use multi-bounce on this guy, as far as I'm aware, you only jump on him once because it technically counts as one hitbox. What a big, muscular dragon with an oddly human-shaped tooth. Now, while we're in the process of doing this fight, I have a little story to tell. It's a story of how stupid of a child I was when I played this game for the first time. Basically, what happened was that I got all the way to Hooktail. I never figured out his weakness until later playthroughs, and Hooktail does a lot of damage. In fact, to give you an idea, Hooktail's stomp attack does like 3. As you saw that did 3. That's only because we had the cricket badge equipped and we deal damage. In fact, the damage will end up being so low to the point to where you guard everything with relative ease. And here's the thing: is that with his standard. You want to know how much damage that his breath attack does? Go ahead, take a guess. 5 damage. And if you remember, I mentioned that before I managed to get inside the castle, Okay, I need to heal. But first, I'm going to power bounce. Ooh, sweet. HP. FP bonus. Okay, anyways, if you remember from what I stated when I first got access to this castle, I was at like level 7 or 8, meaning that enemies outside were fairly weaker compared to I was, to the point to where I only got 1 per Goomba. Or basically just for the entire fight only getting 1 star point. If that wasn't bad enough, I had 25 HP. Like, I think maybe 10 FP, and back then I didn't know anything about BP and how that worked. So I had like no BP. And I managed, after about like 5 or so tries, I managed to actually beat Hooktail. Also, interesting thing about this is that all these offers that Hooktail gives you, they're completely impossible. The max number for coins is 999. We've already gotten every badges that we've already gotten every single badge. Smell the bottom of my feet. People pay good money to do this. I'm being completely honest right now, really. That face when you make when your entire salmon run team just dies. That's disgusting. By the way, if you're curious as to what happens if you say yes to any of those, Hooktail just sort of jumps you and does like about 3 or so damage. By the way, speaking of which, Phase 2, everybody! Yeah, this game has some kind of dark humor. People just got eaten. That's just not right. In case you're curious, Hooktail only gained about 10 HP back. So it's not a whole bunch. And if you're curious, Hooktail, if you jump on Hooktail's nose there, which I'm actually going to do next turn, which I'm actually going to do with Power Bounce, people fall out of his mouth. I think the game just sort of cut me off. So, yeah. Basically, when I was a kid, I just managed to barely beat this guy, and I had, like, nothing to my name. Anyways, we beat the boss. We pulled it off. We managed to best the dragon that Beowulf never could. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong story. Ooh. That's disgusting, by the way. By the way, surprise! He's not dead. Basically, this is just like one of the sort of reunion sort of stuff, and, you know, this is a decent song. Not my favorite. He just sort of explained that, you know, he survived in the stomach. The belly of the beast. And, yeah, he had the star in his stomach the whole time. You know, this dragon's actually pretty intelligent for them, if you think about it. Because the dragon knew that people were going to come hunting for the crystal star. So, it decided to devour it so that if anyone chose to break in, they had to fight Hooktail in order to get it. By the way, yeah, the princess was supposed to be here. Anyways, guys, that will be all for this time. Next time on 1000-Year Door, we're going to get into the other two play styles of this game. See you guys.